What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is a platinum request for Nox over on Patreon. A debut on the channel, always fun. Breath of Fire 4. And the song is called Bastard Sword. Ooh. Well, I can see from this image, it's PlayStation 1, so that's cool. I never heard of it. And I was pretty active in my gaming career during PS1. Also, I see Capcom. Even more interesting. So I have no idea what this is, but apparently there's 4 games. Breath of Fire. Let's just go. No clue what is going on here. Bastard Sword. Let's go. A little bit of a build-up intro. It's like we're heading into war right now. Is that it? I don't know if it's looped already or not. I love the like muted horn in the background. I know the horns are like the main thing to focus on, but the rhythm and percussion is really driving me. There's a whole lot of left to right, back and forth. Arpeggio. Very short loop. Oh, it's over. Well, that's weird. There's like a whole minute left of this video. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit just in case. Yep, there's nothing else. Don't you love that when the video is over and there's still like 2 minutes left of nothing? Man, I was not even done finishing writing my notes. Okay. Well. This is interesting, and it's just straight up a shot in the dark. There's no logic behind this guess. But based on... I'm only basing this off of face value stuff. So the way it looks and the way it sounded to me sounded like... and looks like this might be early PlayStation 1. The only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like as the PlayStation 1 became more and more popular, the box art started to get they got really iconic box arts that have this kind of sort of look to them. I can't really explain it besides that. And where this seems more like something from like the SNES days or maybe even Sega. It has just kind of an older, earlier 90s look to it. And then the music didn't sound older, but the loop length kind of made me think that. So I have no idea. I have no clue. It could be 2001 or something. But I'm just saying, based on those two factors at face value, I was like, oh, that kind of maybe was like early PS. And maybe the 4 is just like already from an established series and started on something else. Anyways, that's like what I got. There wasn't a whole lot to work with. It was only like a minute-long song, and we heard 2 loops. It was catchy, though. Da, 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 da. Kind of had like a little spy feel to it. But the overall feeling I got for this was that it kind of had this royalty type of sound, very castle-like. I just finished playing Chrono Trigger, and it kind of reminded me of like those sort of castle-like sections. Sort of. Kind of just has like, when I hear big horns like that, I always imagine like a huge red carpet, a bunch of knights, and just, you know, something like that. So the other only thing I really thought of because of the length was maybe a battle theme. It did have a little bit of that, you know, driving kind of boom, 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 boom. And it made me think this is kind of like the energy sort of for a fight. And again, the loop that it might just goes on forever and ever and ever. That's kind of all I got. It just went by so quickly. I didn't even look at the length. But when I think of this style of game, which in my head, of course, is like an RPG, I don't think of Capcom, I guess. When I think of Capcom, I mean, I come from like a very certain background. So when I think of Capcom, I think of like either hack and slash or fighting games. And I guess Mega Man? Is Mega Man Capcom? I think it is. Either way, it's like it's a small like thing I think of when it comes to Capcom. I don't know if they did stuff like this, but apparently they did. Never heard of it either. You know, after doing this for so long, I see a lot of comments. I see every comment actually, and you know, people mention games and what it reminds them of, and etc., etc. But I don't think I've ever heard the term Breath of Fire until today when I clicked this video. So leads me to believe that this is a kind of cult classic, perhaps. And I did see that there's a couple more requests, not a whole lot, but there is some. So there's a fan base out there. And I have no idea as far as composers. That could have been anyone. There was no real defining, I guess, sound to me. It was good. I just wish it was longer. That's all it was. Well, I mean, that's it. I just got a feeling of like castles and royalty in older times and probably an RPG. But the fact that it's a PS1 title and Capcom throws me for a loop. I was totally blindsided by that. Very good. I like the arpeggio at the end too. And with the, let me see actually if I can play that. I think I remember the timestamp just about here. Alright, sorry, I got caught up in that. That's a good song. You can get lost in a song like that. There's a lot going on, and I just noticed, I think I mentioned it earlier, where like there's a lot of stuff that goes from right to left and vice versa. So it's like this big, like kind of almost surround sound, I guess. Is that even still a thing? I remember like in the 2000s and late 2010s maybe, or early 2010s, surround sound was such a big deal. I don't even know if people would care about that anymore. But that's what it sounded like to me. It had this kind of full 3D sound. And yeah, I don't know. Simple but effective. Breath of Fire. I'm sure people will come out of the woodworks to tell me about this game and how cool it is. Happens every time. But if anything, that was a good start to the series. It just left me more curious, as per usual. And there are still more Breath of Fire. Actually, I think there's more Breath of Fire coming up soon. Probably from this same requester, if I recall correctly. So, yeah. Good introduction, but a little bit of a tease. And let me know more about it. And is it rare? Because I mean, I feel like I would have at least heard about it or something. But then again, there's so many games on the PS1. It's like can't even count. Anywho, thank you, Nox, for the requests. I have more stuff from you coming up soon, and I think from this game too. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters that you see right here. Thank you so much. I would not be here without you. A big thank you to my Platinum members on Patreon, which get priority requests. Nox is one of them. And let me go over that list now. That is Kevin, Patrick, Terry, Vanadel, Callanan, Gardelane, Pepita, Justin, Nox, and Triage 101. Until next time, dudes and dudettes, this was Breath of Fire 4, Bastard Sword. I also want to know what's up with that name. And my name is Jesse in the auditorium. Peace.